Coordinate geometry for pre-calculus. Distance between 2 points. Let's say you have point A with the coordinate of x1, y1 and point B with coordinates of x2, y2. And to calculate the distance between point A to point B equal, the formula is square root x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. Okay, let's try this question 1a. Find the distance between point A, negative 3,5, and point B, negative 1,9. So, question 1a. From the formula, we want to calculate the distance from A to B equal x2 minus x1. So, negative 3 minus 1 plus 1 square. Then plus y2 minus y1. 5 minus 9 square everything square root. Negative 3 minus 1 is negative 2 square. 5 minus 9 is negative 4 square. Equal negative 2 negative 2 square is 4. Negative 4 square is 16. 16 plus 4 is 20. So we can leave the answer as square root of 20, or you can further simplify. We change 20 to 4 multiplied by 5. So square root 4 is 2, and then square root 5. So that is the most simplified answer. Or you can also do it the other way around. Okay. Distance from A to B. Okay, tadi kita buat point A minus point B. Let's say we change the direction, and this time we do point B minus point A. So negative 1 plus 3 square plus 9 minus 5 square. Everything square root. Well, negative 1 plus 3 is 2 square plus 9 minus 5 is 4 square. Then 2 square is 4, 4 square is 16. Okay, we still get the same answer, which equal to square root of 20. And if we want to further simplify, it's equal to 2 square root 5. Okay, 1b. Find the distance between point M and N. So again, by using this formula, I did not write down the formula. I straight away substitute the value. So 1 over 3 minus 1 over 6. So minus minus plus 1 over 6 square plus negative 2 minus 4. Minus negative is plus 4 square. Equal 1 over 3 plus 1 over 6 is 1 over 2 square. Negative 2 plus 4 is 2 square. 1 over 4 plus 4. 1 over 4 plus 4, we get square root of 17 over 4. And to simplify, square root of 17 because square root of 4 is 2. Moving on to the next question. Question 2a. Given the distance between the points P and Q is 10 units, find the value of K. Okay, so again, for this question, we will use the formula to calculate distance. The distance from P to Q. Again, I did not write down the formula. I straight away substitute the value, but for the purpose of test or exam, it is better for you to write down the formula first. Okay. 7. Okay, we take point P minus point Q. So 7 minus 1 square plus k plus 3 minus 3k plus 5. So minus 3k minus 5 square. Everything square root. And it is said that the distance is 10 units. So here we already know the answer. The answer is 10 units. And I bring square root to this side, square. So 7 minus 1 is 6 square. And then let's simplify k plus 3 minus 3k minus 5. From there we get negative 2k minus 2 square. 10 square is 100. 6 square is 36 plus, let's expand negative 2k minus 2 and simplify, we should get 4k square plus 8k plus 4. Bring everything to the right and rearrange. We get 4k square plus 8k minus 60. Simplify, divide everything by k. Divide everything by 4. K square plus 2k minus 15. Factorize. K square, k multiplied by k. How to get 15? 5 multiplied by 3, and here is positive 2, so positive, negative. So from the factorization, we get k equal 3 and k equal negative 5. Okay. So done. Question A. Proceed with question B. The point A, B and C are A. Given the distance AB is twice the distance AC, find the possible value of T. Okay, let's try to I'm trying to make a straight line here. So let's say you have a straight line. So this is point A, point B, and point C. So distance from A to B is twice distance B to C. And distance AB, let's calculate the distance from A to B first. These are the points for A and B, negative 7, 10, 9, negative 2. So distance AB, negative 7 minus 9 square plus 10 minus negative 2. So plus 2 square. Negative 7 minus 9 is negative 16 square plus 12 square. From here we get square root of 400 and which equal to 20. So the distance from A to B is 20. That makes the distance between B to C is 10 because distance from B to C is half from the distance from A to B. So now let's calculate the distance from B to C. Point B and point C. So 9 minus 1 square plus negative 2 minus 2t square, everything square root. And we already know the distance from B to C is 10. Move square root to the other side, square. 9 minus 1 is 8 square plus, okay, let's expand, negative 2 minus 2t square. We should get 4t square plus 8t plus 4. Okay. Simplify and rearrange 4t square plus 8t, and then we have 10 square is 100, bring here, so 8 square 64, 64 minus 100 plus 4 is negative 32. Simplify, divide everything by 4, t square plus 2t minus 8, factorize. t multiplied by t. And then to get 8, 4 multiplied by 2. 2 is positive, so positive, negative. And from there we get t equal 2 and t equal negative 4. Question C. In the diagram below, PQR is an equilateral triangle. So equilateral triangle is triangle with the same distance. So distance from QP equal to distance PR and equal distance of QR. So that's what it means by equilateral triangle. With coordinates Q and R respectively, find the coordinates of P. Okay. So first let's calculate the distance from Q to R. So distance QR, negative 3 minus 3 square plus 0 minus 0 square. Everything square root. Negative 3 minus 3 is negative 6 square. Negative 6 square is 36. Square root of 36 equals 6. So the distance here is 6. Means that the distance from Q to P is also 6. The distance here is 6. So the distance here is also 6. And the distance here also 6. Okay. So P. P here is the middle point from Q and R. Okay. If R, the x coordinate for R is 3, x coordinate for Q is negative 3, that makes the x coordinate for P is 0 because it is right in the middle. And we just want to find the y coordinate. Okay, to find coordinate P. Let's use distance from PR. You can do either PR or PQ. And I want to do PR. Okay, distance PR. 0 minus 3 square plus y minus 0 square. And we know the distance is 6. Because equilateral triangle, bring square root to the other side. 6 square, 0 minus 3 is negative 3 square and plus y square. 36. Negative 3 square is 9 minus 9 equal y square. 36 minus 9 is 27. So y equals square root of 27. You can stop here. Or you can change 27 as 9 multiplied by 3. The square root 9 is 3 multiplied by square root 3. Therefore, coordinate of P is 0. Then 3 square root 3. How do we know 0? Again, from here, because P is the middle point from Q and R. Let's proceed to discuss the next homework. This one is regarding midpoint between 2 points. Okay, titik tengah. Let's say we have point A with the coordinate x1, y1, and then we have point B with coordinate x2, y2, where M here is the midpoint. So to find midpoint, it's like we calculate the mean. X1 plus x2 divided by 2, and then y1 plus y2 divided by 2 to get the midpoint from A to B. Let's try the red one. Find the midpoint of straight line joining P, 2, 10, and Q. So the midpoint of P, Q equal x plus x2 plus negative 8 divided by 2 and y plus y10 plus 4 divided by 2. 2 minus 8 is negative 6 over 2. 10 plus 4 is 14 over 2. So the midpoint is negative 3, 7. Okay, that's the first answer. And then for question B. think find the midpoint of the straight line joining H and K. So midpoint of HK. So again, x plus x, 5 over 3 plus 1 over 3 over 2, and then y plus y, 7 minus 3 over 2. 5 plus 1 is 6 over 3 over 2. 7 minus 3 is 4 over 2. 6 over 3 over 2 is 6 over 6. 4 over 2 is 2. Simplify. 1, 2. Given Q negative to 7 is the midpoint P and R. Find the value of H and K. Okay, for question A, here we already have the midpoint of P, R. Midpoint of PR, x plus x, negative 3 plus k plus 2 over 2. And then y plus y, 4h plus 6 over 2. And the midpoint is q, so this should equal to negative 2, 7. Okay, simplify. Negative 3 plus 2 is 1. 3 minus 1 over 2. And this one we can simplify. Divide by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2h. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And then let's compare. Okay, for x coordinate, k minus 1 over 2 equal to negative 2. K minus 1 equal negative 4. So k equal negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3. Then compare the other one. 2h plus 3 is equal to 7. 2h equals 7 minus 3 is 4. Then h equal 2. Okay, we get k, negative 3 and h 2. Next question. Given C and D, where C and D is a straight line, where CM equal MD. Okay. If we try to sketch, let's say we have point C here, point M in the middle, and point D. Distance CM is equal to distance MD. We want to find the midpoint M. So use midpoint formula. X plus X, negative 1 plus negative 5 over 2. And then y plus y, negative 13 plus 1 over 2. Negative 6 over 2. Negative 12 over 2. Simplify. So the midpoint M is negative 3, negative 6. M is negative 3. One more question for midpoint. Let's say we have points A, B, C, and D are the vertices of a parallelogram. So let's try to sketch. So let's say here you have a parallelogram. The intersection here is midpoint of, okay, intersection point here is, like let's say this is A, B, C. So this is the midpoint of AC and also the midpoint of BD. See the point here. Find the values of P and Q. So we know that the distance of, the midpoint of AC and BD is the same. We can use that. Okay, let's start with AC. Calculate the midpoint for AC. AC. 2 plus P over 2 AC. And then 1 plus minus 1. 1 minus, 1 minus 1, sorry. 1 minus 1. So 2 plus P over 2 and 0. So this is the midpoint from A to C, and then let's find the midpoint from B to D. So B to D. 6 plus 1, Q minus 2. So 7 over 2 and Q minus 2. Okay, then let's make comparison. Because the point is the same here, so the coordinate is supposed to equal 2 plus P over 2 is equal to 7 over 2. Okay, for x coordinate. And then for y coordinate, 0 is equal Q minus 2 over 2. Okay, x with x and y with y. Okay, for x coordinate. This one is for x coordinate, let's simplify. So 2 plus P equals 7 and P equals 5. Okay, this one is for P. For y, so it's easy. Q equal 2. Then we get the value for P and Q. Equation of a straight line. The x-intercept and y-intercept are the axis. Okay. If you have a point on the y-axis, we have point on y-axis, we call it as y-intercept. And if we have a point on the x-axis, we call it as x-intercept. X-intercept, intersection of a straight line at x-axis, where y equals 0. Y-intercept is intersection of a straight line at y-axis, where x equals 0. So how to find gradient? Gradient adalah kecerinan, or sometimes we call it as slope. Gradient or slope. So let's say you have point A, coordinate x1, y1, and point B, coordinate x2, y2 to find the gradient of AB or slope, where we use M as the symbol for slope and gradient. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So y over x. Okay, don't do it the other way around. Must be y over x. Forming equation of a straight line. Case 1. Given gradient and a point, how to form an equation of a straight line when you have gradient and a point? Okay. We can use y equal mx plus c, or y minus y1 equal mx minus 1. Okay, let's try some question. Find the gradient of a straight line which passes through the point A and B. So again, let's look at the formula to find gradient. M equal y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. To find gradient of A, equal y minus y. So 8 minus 3 over 11 minus 6. 8 minus 3 is 5. 11 minus 6 is 5. So gradient equal 1. Question B. Find the gradient of a straight line which passes to the point PQ. So this one, gradient for PQ. Again, y minus y. Negative 1 and negative 6 minus 2 over 1 minus negative 5 minus plus 5. Negative 2 and negative 6 minus 2 is negative 8 over 6 equal negative 4 over 3. And then for C, the point A, B, and C lie on a straight line. Find the value of K. When they lie on a straight line, means that they have equal gradient. K mempunyai kecerinan yang sama. So let's find the gradient for AB first. Y minus y. 4 minus Q equal 2 minus 0 equal 4 minus K over 2. Then let's compare with the gradient from B to C. Gradient of BC, negative 10 minus 4 over 6 minus 2. Negative 10 minus 4 is negative 15. 6 minus 2 is 4. Simplify. Negative 7 over 2. And then to find K, let's compare. 4 minus K over 2 is equal to negative 7 over 2. So 4 minus K equal negative 7. K equal 11. K equal 11. First of all,